Okay, happy Thursday.
Hey.
Snowy Thursday. What'd you say? Happy.
Hey, breadheads.
Hey, breadheads.
Hey,
Good job.
breadheads.
Good job, Brody.
Thank you.
Way to carry on tradition, brother. Okay. I want you guys to think about how many commercials you see in a day.
Too many.
How many do you think there is?
A lot.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Like, where do you guys see commercials?
TV.
School.
TV,
Fubu
YouTube,
TV.
Fubu TV, yes, ads.
I see it at school when we were watching the World Cup. Yes.
Okay. World Cup. You guys see them everywhere?
Pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
Billboards,
Yeah.
internet searches. You see them on the YouTube video. All right.
Is it gonna be on this YouTube video?
No, I don't do commercials. I'm not in it for the money, brother. We're going to talk about somebody else here, okay? So, back in the 1960s, there was a TV show that was started, okay? And it was started by a guy named Fred Rogers. Anybody heard of it?
Yep.
What is it?
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
You guys ever seen Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood?
Yeah. It's
No?
so cute.
Okay. Okay. Brody, have you seen Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood?
I don't think I have.
All right. So, Mr. Rogers was that was his real name, okay? And he started this TV show. You guys don't know what his budget was?
$2.
It was $30 to do an episode. And then he said he got all the way up to $6,000 to do an episode. And he said at the time, $6,000 was enough to fund 2 minutes of cartoons. And he said he thought that cartoons and other forms of entertainment for children shouldn't be influenced by advertising, because they were just trying to sell you guys like fruit snacks and Hot Pockets and stuff instead of giving you like a real meaningful message. So Fred Rogers, along with other people, went in front of the United States Congress to petition the Congress for a budget for public television. And he went in front of some of the most powerful senators and congressmen. Did I just miss our turn again?
Yep.
I did?
Yep.
Okay, we're going around.
Starkey.
We're going around. And he is, Mr. Fred Rogers is probably one of the calmest, docile, just meek men that you've ever heard. He's super calm. He doesn't get excited, like, loud and obnoxious about anything. And he went in front of some of the most powerful men in the country at the time and convinced them that public television needed a budget of $20 million, and he got it. Okay? So his power of persuasion was pretty powerful and influential to even people that he could touch their hearts with his words. Okay? So I want to share with you a few things more about Fred Rogers. Okay? He said, I'm just going to say a few of his quotes. He said, "There's one thing that evil cannot stand, and that's forgiveness." Okay? He wrote that in a book, and that was the only line on the whole page. And the rest of the page was blank because he said, when you hear that phrase, you need some time to think about it. I'll say it again. There's one thing that evil cannot stand, and that is forgiveness. Okay? He also said, take one moment to think about someone who has helped you today to become who you are. He said, we are more interested in information rather than wonder. This is a noisy world. I think that's very true today. And he said that decades ago. Okay? He said somebody once asked him what he hoped to accomplish with his children's TV show. And he said, I hope that it has created a few more honest adults. He didn't care about his show making lots of money or getting lots of advertising dollars. He just was there to try and help people change. He said, have you ever met someone who was truly happy, who had never made a difference in somebody else's life? Okay. They say that Fred Rogers was really difficult to interview. You guys know why? Because when you're interviewing somebody, you want to hear about that person. You want to hear about what they have to say and have them talk about themselves. And Fred Rogers was notorious for taking the interview and talking about the person giving the interview and asking them about their day and about who they are and turning the tables. And he just did not really enjoy or spend much time talking about himself. He was really more interested in talking about other people. You guys know what the number, you guys might know this, but do you guys know what the number 143 is supposed to mean?
No.
You guys know that? So one day Fred Rogers, he had a really rigorous workout routine, and so he said he would stand on the scale every day. And one day he stood on the scale and he weighed 143 pounds. And he pondered and looked at that number for a while and realized that the phrase "I love you" has 1 letter, 4 letters, and 3 letters. 143. So he decided that he would stay at that weight for as long as he could, and he did that for 30 years. He weighed 143 pounds, and he kept himself in shape and continued to do that just so that he could be reminded of that phrase. He was a pretty simple man, okay, but he made a huge impact on several generations. So your assignment: to go YouTube Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood TV show, okay? And I remember watching it as a child, and at first you're kind of like, this is the most boring thing I've ever seen, because it's really calm and there's not a lot of, excitement to it. But there's a calming nature to Fred Rogers, to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and it captures you, okay? It'll grab you by the heart and make you really think about things that are more important. And so I wanted to just introduce you guys to Mr. Rogers. He's one of the coolest guys ever, and I want you to think about him. And so that's your Thursday Thought with Brad on this snowy Thursday.
Yeah.